Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, August 10th, 2017. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. The capacity of the World Pediatric Project operating at the Milton Cater Memorial Hospital in providing life-saving surgeries to children has been boosted with a donation from the Barbados-based Maria Holder Memorial Trust, the MT, as it handed over a check of $500,000 this week to go towards the work being done through the project. This donation is one of many which the Trust has been making towards the strengthening of the delivery of healthcare services in this country, amounting to $1 million over the past 12 months. The donation includes equipment and beds for the Mental Health Rehabilitation Center and the Milton Cater Memorial Hospital. Speaking at a handing over ceremony on Wednesday, Senior Project Manager at the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, Jane Armstrong, expressed delight at the opportunity to work with the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment in improving SVG's healthcare service.
Pediatric project piece which we're signing up today, and we're also very excited about that. I think it's a great project, and as Sue said, I think the impact on children is going to be really immense here, and the pleasing thing for us is that it's other islands as well as St Vincent, not that we're not St Vincent supporting. So I know that our chairman is very pleased about this, and in fact he wished Judith and I a good trip and sent his greetings, and so far we've had a great trip. We got together yesterday, we were at the hospital yesterday, and it's indeed a family, I think, and we're very pleased to be part of it. And the work that we've done previously with the Ministry of Health in helping out at the Milton Cater Hospital.
Also speaking at the ceremony was Sue Fally, Vice President of Mission Advancement of the World Pediatric Project, WPP, who thanked the Trust for its donation.
Country. We are especially delighted to welcome our new family members and friends with the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, Representatives Jane Armstrong and Judith Maskell. What they have chosen to do is to help us launch a very, we say, ambitious but doable plan that over the next 6 years will ensure that we have the capacity to deliver pediatric critical care to 100% of the citizens, the children citizens of the country and of the region. And we're so delighted to welcome the Maria Holder Memorial Trust as our first lead contributor to this project. We couldn't be more grateful. Thank you so much.
The opposition New Democratic Party believes that the government should consider the option of relocating the Milton Cater Memorial Hospital. At a media conference on Wednesday, the opposition spokesperson on health, Daniel Cummings, made mention of a study done by the European Union on the present location of the healthcare facility in capital Kingstown. He stated that the 2008 study, finalized in 2014, recommended that the MCMH should be relocated and that it is unacceptable that the ULP administration has ignored such recommendation.
In 2008, the European Union commissioned a study on the present location of Milton Cater Memorial Hospital to look at vulnerability, etc. And they recommended beyond the shadow of a doubt that the location of Milton Cater Memorial Hospital is wrong for a hospital. Absolutely wrong, and it should be relocated. Funds provided by the European Union, 2008. In 2014, the final report of the World Bank study made specific proposals for the relocation of the main hospital and provided a zone in the lower third of the island where that hospital should be located. This was presented to the government in 2014.
Elaborating on the EU's relocation recommendation of the MCMH, The opposition MP said the government has been talking about the modern medical complex at Georgetown for some years now. However, that vision does not make much sense, as it is far removed from the main health facility in Kingstown.
When you look at that zone, the red areas, because it's not just a physical thing in relation to the population, they took into account considerations of vulnerability to flooding, to landslides, and all of that. And they zoned the areas. This green representing the most desirable, and the red, the most undesirable. It's funny they should choose that color. How undesirable red really is in this country. But that's what it is. They recommended a zone where the main hospital should be located, to remove it from Kingstown and the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital where it is. Now, having all of that, what this government does, it has been speaking for over 11 years now of placing in Georgetown some kind of a hospital. Now, the medical complex that is envisaged for Georgetown is part of the main hospital, and it must be within the same compound or within easy reach.
Accusing the government of playing party politics with the matter, the opposition MP said they need to go back to the drawing board.
How unthinkable for us to have a component of our main hospital as far removed as Georgetown. You could come out of an operation today and require dialysis tomorrow. What provision is there to take you backward and forward to that facility? There are other tests that are supposed to be performed that would determine what kind of operations are to be done. Therefore, that facility must be within close proximity of the main hospital. Again, it doesn't require any argumentation to show how ignorant it is to put that facility in Georgetown. It is not the advised thing to do, but it is what Ralph Gonsalves does. It is the political thing to do because it is his constituency. And all of us must suffer for that. But the reality is, nothing is happening at Georgetown. Nothing. That hospital has been on the books for 10 years. It should have been open for the last 7 years. And I guarantee you, they will not open it.
Commissioned to provide basic needs to persons not only within the church, but the overall Vincentian community, the National Total Care Ministry, an initiative of the New Testament Church of God, is set to roll out their service here soon. At a media launch on Wednesday, August 9th, representatives of the ministry shared how they intend to deliver holistic care to the Vincentian public through the new initiative. Nikita Tony tells us more in this report.
The New Testament Church of God here in SVG has developed an initiative to meet the basic needs of persons. And at a media launch on Wednesday, August 9th, the church unveiled its National Total Care Ministry as they aim to deliver holistic care to the overall Vincentian society. Bishop of the church, Wendell Davis, noted that the initiative stands as an important part of the work being undertaken by the church.
Our mission statement is that of care, where we believe that as part of as a church, as part of our ministry, we have a responsibility to cater for, our members who are disadvantaged, if I could use that word, and people of our wider community. We want the general public to understand that we are not just a church who preach salvation, although it's an integral part of who we are, but also we are a church who are very interested in the welfare of our people.
Head of the Total Care Ministry, Dr. Joselle Miller, gave a brief overview of the initiative, noting that the ministry was designed bearing in mind that persons have needs other than the spiritual aspect.
As a psychologist, I have to bear in on that part of it as well that says that persons respond when their basic needs have been met. And the Total Care Ministry is looking to provide holistic care, holistic coverage. And we seek to, identify vulnerable persons, be it teenagers, the elderly, widows, pregnant, teens, whatever the case is. We aim to identify all of these different persons who would have some vulnerability for whatever reason and try our best to meet their basic needs.
Dr. Miller further outlined 4 mission areas which were developed to strategically offer total care.
The mission areas would be a medical mission, the food and clothing drive mission, shut-in hospital and prison ministry, and the foster care mission. And we then identified focal points, persons who would coordinate each of these individual missions at different points of the year. Foster care mission, which is going to come on stream hopefully later next year, would be coordinated by myself.
The focal points for the other 3 missions also gave a brief overview of the work to be carried out.
So we had our first medical mission, which actually took place on the 25th of February this year, 2017, and it was actually done in Georgetown Clinic, hoping to partner with other international and regional missions that are planning to come here. And we are actually even looking into our first one being in November.
We are hoping to have this clothing drive exercise once per month, and then it would be increased based on needs. We are also looking at providing lunch for school children, but that food part of the ministry is going to come later.
Move into the clinic on doctor days, and we provide the persons there with a healthy snack, probably a warm drink or what have you. And the prison ministries, we have already made contact with the powers that be, and it's just a matter of us organizing the program.
This Saturday, August 12th, the church will officially launch the National Total Care Ministry with a clothing drive at the NTCOG at Wilson Hill from 9 a.m. The entire public is being urged to come out and show their support. Nikita Tony reporting for SVG-TV News.
This nation's homicide count for the year thus far has risen to 20, with the death of Vesta Rollins, who succumbed to injuries sustained during a domestic dispute at her home in Richland Park on Tuesday. Rollins, a mother of 8, was employed as a home help for the elderly and had undergone surgery at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, where she died. Her alleged attacker is said to be in police custody. Celebrated under the theme Asserting Our Culture, Celebrating Ourselves, the Caribbean Festival of Creative Arts, CariFesta 13, will commence next week in Barbados. There, representatives from a number of countries will come together to showcase aspects of their culture. Scheduled to run from the 17th to the 27th of August, a full delegation of 39 persons will represent SVG at the festival. A media conference was held earlier today by the Ministry of Culture in collaboration with the Center for Enterprise Development, CED, to give an overview of SVG's participation in the festival, as well as announce the members of the delegation. Nikita Tony tells us more in this report.
Seeking to depict the life of the people of the region, their heroes, morals, tradition, beliefs, creativeness, and ways of expression, the Caribbean Festival for Creative Arts, CariFesta, has over the years been an embodiment of Caribbean integration. This year at CariFesta 13, SVG will be represented by a delegation of 39 cultural performers and entrepreneurs who will showcase the cultural elements of this nation. In his remarks at a media conference held earlier today, Thursday, August 10th, Minister of Culture Cecil Mackey pointed out that SVG is known as a powerhouse in culture and expressed confidence that the country will be fully represented by the members of the delegation.
We have given outstanding representation over the years, particularly over the last 3 years in Haiti, in Suriname, and in Guyana. So that there was representation across the different age groups, across the different genres, different cultural representations, and as I indicated, through CED services and products. An excellent opportunity here to build and develop capacity.
The delegation will present under the sub-theme The Cultural Gateway, #AIA Vinci Experience, which according to Minister Mackey, will aid in the exposure of more than the Vincentian culture.
Through our presentations and our presence at CARIFESTA, persons will be exposed to the culture of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but at the same time, we will be showcasing to the world exactly what we have to offer here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I'm sure that we are going to catch the attention of persons from the region and further.
Leader of the SVG delegation, Ashford Wood, thanked the Ministry of Culture and the government of SVG for providing the opportunity for the delegation to represent their beloved nation.
There will be a number of cultural performances in all aspects of the creative arts, and this will run on a day-to-day basis, including a country night, where each country must put on a production showcasing their cultural elements. St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be taking part in the musical nights, dance showcase, grand market expo, fashion shows, and theater.
Expressing gratitude to the Ministry of Culture for partnering with the Center for Enterprise Development, CED, to ensure that local products and services are displayed at CARIFESTA 13, CED representative Keisha Phillips noted that the event will also serve as a market information gathering session.
Being selected from a group of small business personnel who we have accredited and certified as those who are ready to export their products regionally and internationally, and those who are also working towards achieving this. The opportunity to network with possible buyers, possible investors, and also their competitors within the region.
The SVG delegation will consist of 8 dancers from different dance companies, 4 African drummers, 2 steel pan players, 6 soca and calypso artists, including the 2017 Monarch, 1 musical director, 1 artistic director, leader of the delegation, 2 media personnel, 2 fashion designers, craftsmen, representative from the CED, the SVG Tourism Authority, and the Argyle International Airport, and an MC or narrator. Nikita Tony reporting for SVG-TV News.
An entrepreneur must have the trait of perseverance if he or she is to succeed. So says Senior Marketing Officer at the Bank of SVG, Omari France, while speaking at the opening of a workshop hosted here earlier this week by the Center for Enterprise Development, CED. The workshop was designed to enable participants to recognize the need for ongoing planning in starting and running a successful business. France highlighted the example of the inventor of WD-40, who remained focused and persevered through many failures to finally achieve success.
40 stands for Water Displacement 40. The 40 signifies the 40th attempt that product inventor Norm Larson, developer of the formula, attempted to go to the market before success. Mr. Larson would have attempted to bring a successful product to market 39 times before he actually succeeded. Mr. Larson displayed an entrepreneurial mindset. Many of us may attempt to succeed at business. After a few failed attempts, you might fail. But it's always important to stay focused and remember why you started the process in the first place. I urge the participants here today to take the content being delivered with an open mind and an open heart. As long as your heart is in it, the sky is the limit. Thank you.
General Manager of the Center for Enterprise Development, CED, Felix Lewis, said the education system in SVG is a legacy of the nation's colonial past, adding that it was not designed to foster an entrepreneurial spirit in the populace. Lewis, however, stated that the CED is doing what it can to create an entrepreneurial spirit amongst Vincentians.
That type of empowerment was actively and systematically discouraged. As a result, the lack of a culture of enterprise in a lot of these islands, or most countries that have strong colonial past, is really a legacy of that colonial past. In this post-colonial period, Institutions like the Center for Enterprise Development are making concerted efforts to support the development of a culture of enterprise in St. Vincent and Grenadines. Now we have essentially just begun, but there's a long way to go still. And if you recognize that mindset change is sometimes generational, so it takes you have to look at a long planning horizon in order to effect these types of changes. But the work is in progress. The CED is happy to partner with the Bank of St. Vincent and Grenadines in this latest effort to encourage individuals to pursue their entrepreneurial dreams.
While highlighting that passion is a core requirement of an entrepreneur, Lewis said proper planning is also of importance in achieving success, adding that he is confident that the workshop will go a long way in the development of the participants.
They pursue only the very best opportunities and avoid exhausting themselves and their organizations by chasing after every option. So you see how planning comes in and why, even though risk is taken by entrepreneurs, it is what we call calculated risk. It is not gambling. You have to do the work to make sure that what you intend to pursue is actually viable. Focus on execution, specifically adaptive execution. They engage the energies of everyone in their domain. So they basically made sure to organize networks and support systems that help them in the pursuit of the objectives, the business objectives. At the end of this session today, participants will have some critical knowledge and skills to move a business project or idea forward.
Farmers here are being encouraged to join with all stakeholders in transforming the agriculture sector. The encouragement comes from Chief Agricultural Officer Ashley Kane as he spoke at a handing over ceremony of rabbits at the Chumaka, Ontario Secondary School earlier this week. Kane said enthusiasm and success drive human effort and interest, adding that there is wisdom in creating opportunities in rabbit and goat farming in rural communities.
Success encourages success, and especially in rural communities such as the one in which we are in, we need to make the best use of the resources we have. If you were into rearing cattle, for example, how much rabbit would you need to have the equivalent feeding of a cattle? So there is practical wisdom in encouraging things like rabbit rearing, goat rearing, and those kinds of enterprises in rural communities so that people are motivated to try because they know that through their efforts, something tangible can come, will come, has come before, and we expect will come again.
Kane said the Ministry of Agriculture will do its utmost to support the rabbit farmers and called on them to join with the ministry and other stakeholders in transforming the sector.
What can happen there? You'll be amazed what will be done. And in this case, we have more than 2 and 3. How many persons? 30? Oh, well, you could imagine when 30 agree.
15 males, 15 females.
15 males, 15 females. Good balance. Gender balance, I'm advised. You could imagine what can happen to these communities. Because as Chief Agricultural Officer and colleagues in the Ministry of Agriculture, we need to take a fresh guard in our agriculture in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have good land, we have good opportunity, we have people who are educated and who can learn. We have internet resources which can be explored. And we are hoping and dreaming that when we put all of these together, we will have in St. Vincent and the Grenadines an agricultural industry that is second to none in the Caribbean and maybe across the wider world.
Senior Technical Officer at the Rural Transformation Unit of the Ministry of Agriculture, Kurt Duggan, said community partnership in such programs goes a long way in aiding their success and continuation.
I urge you, the participants, to take full advantage of the opportunities like this, just like this one, in future, We have seen cohesion amongst people in the communities, and we at the Ministry strongly promote community partnership as it breeds a sense of ownership and renewed interest in these initiatives. We again are grateful for the communities for their participation and for making this project a huge success. And from us at the Rural Transformation Unit and the Ministry of Agriculture, I thank you.